Shalom and welcome to our 24th annual Feast of Tabernacles. This is part 99 of Preparing for Rulership.
Praise Yahweh. Matthew 13:33. The question was asked, what is the kingdom of heaven of Yahweh like? And in verse 33 the answer is given. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. The meal is you, the so-called black people of America, who lay flat and not raised up. You're down. I am the leaven spoken of in this parable. I am that yeast which causes you, the meal, to rise into the kingdom of heaven. This woman is the so-called black people who I have resurrected first from the dead, the first fruits. What is the kingdom of heaven like? That's the question. What is the kingdom of Yahweh like? To you, my people, if I ask you what is the kingdom of hell like, you should be able to answer me with ease. The only way you have no idea what hell is like is you have been completely blind, deaf, dumb, ignorant, and dead as you have lived here in America under white people. Living under the white man in America has been pure hell. And living in hell has failed to teach my people what the kingdom of Yahweh is like. I'm stretching out my hand to all of you at this time. All of you that help me to reach the mentally dead of my people and help me to feed, clothe, shelter, and visit the sick in Yahweh's name. And help me send free literature to our brothers in prison. You shall be the sheep on my right hand. That's what the kingdom of Yahweh is all about. What hand are you going to sit on? Those who give themselves sentences and leave Yahweh's presence to go out and do their thing and not help me. All you hard-headed goats who will not help me resurrect our poor people in America, I will set you on my left hand. Then shall the King, the Son, Yahweh, say unto you on his right hand, come, you blessed of my Father Yahweh. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Let's turn to Matthew 25, verses 33 and 34. This is your reward for helping me. All nations are being gathered before me, and I am raised up to separate them one from another. You may not see the power I have to separate them, but I have the power, and I'm exercising it, and shall exercise it more greatly. Let's start at verse 32. Read.
And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
You see, the kingdom of Yahweh is all about your inheritance. Of course, you should know I'm not finished teaching inheritance. That's what this is about. The kingdom of Yahweh is your inheritance. The so-called black men of America, this is your inheritance. And it is prepared just for you. And it's been prepared for a long time, from the foundation of the world. You have another gift called the King. Not a king. The book says the King. The King has the power to say and do. Come, for you are blessed. The kingdom of Yahweh is all about your blessing. All other nations on earth have to get their blessings through you. All the people of the earth today are living under the curse of Satan's rule. The devil is ruling. He has the power to do good, but he can't do good. It's not in him to do good. He knows good. He talks about good. But he refuses to do good. So the world is waiting on you because you're blessed. But your blessing is only in the kingdom of Yahweh. You don't have a blessing in false religion. You don't have a blessing in politics and philosophy. You don't have a blessing in education of nations. Your blessing is in the kingdom of Yahweh. You are blessed. You have an inheritance. Come. Aren't you tired of hell? Then come. Inherit your blessing. Your blessing is a kingdom. Not even a kingdom, it's the kingdom. You don't have enough sense to prepare it, so Yahweh has already prepared it for you. And the government is on my shoulders. The government is on my shoulders. Yahweh's government is right in here, in my head, on my shoulders. Well, now you know. The government of Yahweh is within my head. That's the only thing you see on my shoulders, isn't it? What's on my shoulders? Well, then where is the government? That's why I am the head, and you are the body. They hide it under the scripture that Christ is the head of the body. Ephesians 4, 15 and 16. That's where it's hidden. That's the Son Yahweh is the head of Judah. Verse 15. Read.
But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Christ, Yahweh ben Yahweh.
by the head. And that's where the government is. Back to Matthew 25. Then shall the Son Yahweh say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Verse 41, 25:41. Read.
Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
I must warn you about false prophets and false teachers. For there are false prophets among you, and there are false teachers among you who secretly and privately teach you damnable heresies, even denying me, the Son Yahweh, that woke them up to the truth about Yahweh. They shall bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many weak-minded people shall follow their evil ways against Yahweh. These false teachers shall speak evil of the way of truth, and through greed shall they with pretending words make merchandise of you. Let's go to 2 Peter 2, 1 through 9. 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 1 through 9. Again, I must warn you about false prophets and false teachers. For there are false prophets among you and false teachers among you who secretly and privately teach you damnable heresies, even denying me, the Son Yahweh. They woke them up to the truth about Yahweh. They shall bring upon themselves swift destruction, and many weak-minded people shall follow their evil ways against Yahweh. These false teachers shall speak evil of the way of truth, and through greed shall they with pretended words make merchandise of you, and use you for their personal gain. That's what the preachers are doing to you today. That's what the false political leaders are doing with you today. That's what all false religious leaders are doing with you, my people, today. Using you for their personal gain. Their judgment has finally come, and their damnation will occur. For Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned by following Lucifer and rebelling against the government of Yahweh, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved into judgment. It spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. He delivered just Lot, vexed and grieved with the filthy conversation and manner of life of the wicked in his day. For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord Yahweh knoweth how to deliver the godly out of trials and temptations. Yahweh knows how to reserve you, and he knows how to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. This is the day we're living in. The wicked are being punished. Many plagues all over America that we are now witnessing. Luke 13:28. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when you false teachers and haters of righteousness shall see us, the descendants of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of Yahweh, and you, the rejectors of Yahweh, thrust out. That's what the kingdom of heaven and Yahweh is all about. It's about who is in and who is out. But who will be weeping and gnashing their teeth, and who shall be rejoicing and glad and happy. If you're a false teacher and hater of righteousness, then you're going to be sad as you see us in the kingdom of Yahweh being blessed and lifted on high above all the nations on earth. Matthew 24:45. You have the opportunity to become a faithful and wise servant and help me to reach our people. Come unto me, obey me, and I will make you a ruler. Read verse 45.
Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season?
Are you ready to have meat in due season? Luke 13. Luke chapter 13, verse 29 and 30. And my people shall come to me from the east and from the west. They shall come. Not maybe, shall come. They're going to come to me. And from the north and from the south. And shall sit down in the kingdom of Yahweh. And behold, you, the last, to accept the word of Yahweh, shall be first. And there are the first who came into the knowledge of the word, which shall be last. Read verse 29 and 30.
And they shall come from the east, and from the west, and from the north, and from the south, and shall sit down in the kingdom of Yahweh. And behold, there are last, which shall be first, and there are first, which shall be last.
The word is talking to you. Take it or leave it. It does not matter what anyone says about the Son Yahweh. I'm going about all the major cities where our people are, teaching and preaching the gospel of the kingdom of Yahweh and healing all manner of sickness and disease among our people. Let's go to Matthew 9:35. Read.
And Yahweh ben Yahweh went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people.
I'm going into their auditorium, their facility. We're suffering from a terrible white supremacist sickness. We're suffering from a terrible white supremacy disease, while many of our physical diseases result from breaking the laws of Yahweh, such as eating pork. Leviticus 11:7 and 8. Leviticus 11:7 and 8. Read.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
Matthew 13:19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom of Yahweh and understandeth it not, then comes the wicked one who rejects the word and destroys the truth which is sown in his heart. Then this poor person is lost. You can hear the word and not necessarily understand it. It's a blessing to hear the word and understand the word. Then you can be saved. But you can come here to the temple and hear me teach you the word, and you read it yourself and fail to understand it. Then some of your so-called friends or your relatives or some other rejecter can come along and speak whatever dissent they have against the word, and you'll go along with them. Even that which was sown into your heart, they'll snatch it away from you. I try to warn all of my people who come and accept the word Yahweh. I warn you, you're going to be called crazy. Your relatives, your friends, and everybody you know, they're going to call you stupid because they hate to see you be saved. They want you to be like they are. They don't want to see you change and be like Yahweh is. They know they're living an evil, wicked life. And they know where they're going. They know what kind of life they have. A life full of hell. But if you accept Yahweh, they know that you're going to enjoy heaven. They don't want a righteous life, so they want you to be in hell with them. Praise Yahweh. But you that heareth the word of the kingdom of Yahweh and understands it, you will also bear fruit and bring forth many people into the kingdom of Yahweh. That's Matthew 13:23. Read verse 23.
But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
So the kingdom of Yahweh is all about you getting an understanding of the word, not listening to rejectors of the word, being fruitful, and bringing people into the kingdom of Yahweh. So when we go out in the neighborhood, we encourage people to come to the kingdom of Yahweh. That's what this law is here. That's what the kingdom of Yahweh is all about. Bearing fruit. Bearing fruit. Don't get people to bring you a cheeseburger. Get them to come to class. Hallelujah, Yahweh. Your Coke broke on the way here, but the drink I have to offer will never break or run out, and you'll never be thirsty. You didn't even get to drink your Coke. He dropped it. But the water I offer my people can't be dropped. Ever living water. You need to learn how to drink at my fountain. not the Coke fountain. Hallelujah, Yahweh. I'm preaching the gospel of the kingdom of Yahweh. Matthew 24:14. Read.
And this gospel of the kingdom of Yahweh shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
And this gospel of the kingdom of Yahweh shall be preached as I teach it. Not how anybody else teaches it. This gospel, this good news of the kingdom that has been prepared for you, the so-called black man of America, before the foundation of the world. This gospel of this kingdom, your inheritance, shall be preached to the whole world for a witness. They'll have to accept it. You just witness that I preach it. That's all. Then shall the end of white rulership come. I give free literature which is available to 5 million readers. And I invite you to help me spread the words of Yahweh into the ends of the world. Go to Romans 10:17 and 18. Read.
So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
Praise Yahweh. My words shall flow to the end of the earth. Oh, my people, accept Yahweh now. Do not worry about materialism. So many of you worry about materialism. You're worried about a house and a car and some form of materialism. Don't worry about materialism, but rather seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh. And all these things that you worried about shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father Yahweh's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. Yahweh's good pleasure.
This concludes part 99 of Preparing for Rulership.